In one of the world's oldest mythologies, there was a goddess unlike any other. She ruled over love, but also over war. She represented both fertility and power. Her name was Inann. Yet despite possessing unmatched glory, she made a decision that even the gods feared to attempt. She chose to descend into the Underworld. According to legend, the Underworld was ruled by her sister, Ereshkigal, the Queen of the Dead. It was a place without sunlight, a place without life. Anyone who entered the Underworld rarely had any chance of returning. But Inann set out on the journey anyway. Some say she sought to expand her power, others believe she wished to conquer the one realm that even the gods could not escape, death itself. Whatever her true reason may have been, she eventually arrived at the gates of the Underworld. The Underworld was protected by 7 gates. Following the Queen's command, the gatekeeper required Inann to surrender one symbol of her divine authority each time she passed through a gate. At the first gate, she removed her crown. At the second, she gave up her earrings. At the third, she surrendered her necklace. Then came her breastplate, her belt, her bracelets, and finally, her magnificent royal robe. With every gate she crossed, she lost a part of her divine power. She also lost a part of her dignity. By the time she passed through the 7th gate, she had nothing left. No crown, no weapons, no sacred power. She stood before the Queen of the Underworld as nothing more than an ordinary being. Her sister did not welcome her. Instead, she was met with the judgment of death. The 7 judges of the Underworld pronounced their verdict together. Inann died on the spot. Her lifeless body was hung upon a hook for 3 days and 3 nights. At the very same time, terrible changes began to spread across the world above. Without the goddess who governed love and fertility, the earth stopped producing life. Plants withered, animals ceased to reproduce. It was as though the entire world itself was slowly dying. The gods finally realized that if Inann remained in the Underworld forever, the world of the living would eventually perish as well. So they sent messengers to the Underworld to plead for her return. In the end, the Queen of the Underworld agreed to restore Inann to life, but she imposed one condition. If Inann wished to leave the Underworld, someone else had to remain there in her place, and so Inann returned to the world of the living. She began searching for the one person who would be willing, or destined, to take her place in the Underworld. Different versions of the myth tell different endings, but in the best-known version, she ultimately chose her own husband to remain in the Underworld instead of her. From that moment on, a cycle between the world of the living and the realm of the dead was established. This is the story of the descent of Inann. It is not only one of the oldest underworld myths ever discovered, but it also profoundly influenced later civilizations' legends about death, resurrection, and the cycle of life. More than 4,000 years have passed, yet the goddess who dared to step into the land of the dead still stands at the very beginning of the world's mythological tradition.